Hey campers, George here, sitting in the South 40. It's kind of an in-between day. It's kind of cold, kind of got clouds, kind of unusual. But I'm just sitting out here, I have a cup of coffee. Cheers. And I was thinking about the ZIPPO issue. Remember this? It got me thinking. Here's what I was thinking. Let's check out. So like I said to you, the problem with the ZIPPO firestorm that they came out with, you know, the idea was great, but it was a disaster. They did not do a good job on it at all. And got me thinking about a lot of the comments on that video. Probably over half of them mentioned Ferro Rods. Got to agree, I'd rather have a Ferro Rod than that as a fire starter in a bad situation. It doesn't even have to be a bad situation. You want to start a fire wherever you are. Hey, you want a good fire starter. Now, to be honest, this guy, big fire, works fine. I've had people ask me, why do you always start a fire with a Ferro Rod? Well, I don't. This is my go-to, but it just doesn't look as cool on video as when you use a Ferro Rod. Not only that, the real reason is the Ferro Rod is my backup in case I'm in trouble. They're an amazing tool to have with you when you need to start a fire. Problem with this, works great. Okay, I'm gonna dip it in my coffee. I'm gonna do that. Cheers. There's my world famous Bic. Now what? Blow it out, shake it out, get all the nasty out. Still no spark. The gas is there, but the flint isn't working. That's one of the reasons I carry a Ferro Rod. I go to my Bic first. It's the quickest and easiest way to start a fire. To start a fire, you need flame. If you've got flame, you have a pretty good chance of starting that fire. With a Ferro Rod, you've got a lot of spark and you can ignite something to make that flame and start the fire. And a Ferro Rod, here's one of my older ones. It's pretty beat up, and look, it's rusty. I'm gonna dip it in my coffee. I'm gonna have a sip of this first in case it goes bad. Ferro Rod, dipped it in there. Let's get that all over the place and let's strike it. I'm gonna use this thing. These things come a lot with your Ferro Rods, and look at that. It sparks. Wet or not, your Ferro Rod will spark, always. Let me use my fancy BPS knife here. I haven't had that out in a while. Check this thing. It's a thing of beauty. I can't even pronounce the name of it. But you know what? Look at that. And I'm gonna pour coffee over my Ferro Rod. I don't know if you can see this. See? Covered in coffee. Spark. Look at that. Cannot beat a Ferro Rod in a bad situation. The only problem you're going to come across if you don't have something to spark with it. You don't have a knife, you don't have a striker like this. What do? Well, here's something you should always carry. This is the Swiss stick, little mini keychain multi-tool. Let me get my knife out of the way before I cut myself, because I don't have my first aid kit with me. In this multi-tool, there is a file, nail file, and scissors, and I just know there's a blade somewhere. Oops, there it is. It was behind the file. See that little blade? I can't strike with this. It's not clean, but nail file. Let's see if that strikes. I got another Ferro Rod here. This is a store-bought one. Sparks just fine. Let me go to my These, by the way, are the Eric's Light Ferro Rod. I get them on eBay, and I got to tell you, I've yet to have them fail, and they spark pretty good. And that's using the nail file. Now then I got to thinking, I went back into the cottage. I went and scrounged around in my junk bag of camping stuff. I found this, a lid, and I'm thinking, I wonder if this would strike a ferro rod. Want to give it a try? What do you think? Sparks. It's sparking. See them? Even that. What else can I do? Titanium spoon, one of them folding jobbies. See that? I have a bunch of these. This is titanium, and I can't remember who made this one, but I have a couple of them, and I'm wondering if I can strike on this thing. Let's see. Whoa, sparks. Look at that, a spoon. Don't know what to tell you. Ferro rod, they work. I messed up my spoon, got to put the handle back on. This little ferro rod. All these handles I just made myself because I could. What else do I have? I have this striker. You know, you should have a striker with you at all times if you have a ferro rod. So, just saying, ferro rod isn't all you need. Most of us carry a knife when we're out there. You want to make sure you can strike with it. Here's a striker that came with this store-bought guy on my little one here. Look at that. These things are great. They actually give a good spark. See that? See if my Bic works yet. Nothing. The gas is coming out. My point to this is that having a spark is a great idea, but you got to have something that's going to spark good for you. Not only that, you got to have something that you can spark and get a flame out of. It's no good having a spark, because if you don't have good tinder, you're up the creek without a paddle. I always carry Vaseline. You've seen me use my little Vaseline laundry lint fire starters. I carry laundry lint, roll it into a ball, got some Vaseline, thumb everywhere, and I squish it into the ball. It burns like crazy, that Vaseline. It's petroleum. Always have that with me. But if you can't get a good spark, you're out. If you can't light something with that spark, you're out of a fire. That's why I was shocked with these guys, ZIPPO. What were they thinking? Coming out with a fire starter? They have one already. Here it is right here. Look at that. Starts every time. Yeah, it's a lighter, and if it gets wet, probably not going to start. But it's better than what they had with that other thing. I don't understand that. Stick with what you're good at. And they're good at this stuff. Their lighters, world renowned. Wind, everything. You get a flame. Ha! There, my rant is over on ZIPPO. Let me drink some more coffee. Now that I went through all these things, let's see if I can actually get a flame and get all this junk out of the way. My fire starter kit, look, it has a lighter in there. Always. BPS knives. Love this guy. It's a thing of beauty. So, we want to start a fire, huh? Let's do that. So, if you've watched my videos, you know I'm a big laundry lint and Vaseline fan. So now I have a Vaseline ball to start a fire with. So what do we want to do first? I got my Eric's Light fire. I have a bunch of these. I bought this one 6 years ago, still using it. What I'm going to use is that little Swiss Tech multi-tool, the file. Have it right there. And I'm just going to see if I can start this. Now, without flame, you can't have a fire. You can start tinder to flame and then start your fire. So you need that flame. And how do you get it? There you go. We have fire and a flame. Now I'm going to put that out. So even your nail file will work. Can we do it with a spoon? Let's find out. Let me use a different fire. Let's try this one. Little guy. Ferro rod again. Can I get a spark? I could before. What was I doing wrong? Can't believe I can't get a spark now. What about this one? Let me find a sharp edge. There we go. Let's see. Yep, we got some there. Nope. Let's try something else. What else did I... Oh, let's try this. Think this will work? There we go. So that worked. I don't think I have enough Vaseline. Keep burning it all up. Let's just keep going. This poor little ball is going to run out of fire. This will work, I do know that. Oh, it's this rod. It's the rod. Ha! Maybe. Oh well, that's a fail. This is titanium, and you saw it give a spark before. There. It's a very weak spark though. Does my knife work on this? Did I use my knife before? Can't remember. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, let's try this guy. It gives enough spark there. This worked great. Multi-tool, the file, not the knife. The back of the knife was rounded off, but the file worked. And you saw me light it with this. So you have options if you don't have a striker. Like I said, 9.5 out of 10 of us would have a knife that we know works on a ferro rod. And then of course, you can always go to a ZIPPO lighter. Even in the wind they work. Why are they making fire starters? They've got one already. ZIPPO. I was so disappointed in that. But like I said, the comments, a lot of people said ferro rod. Like I said, a ferro rod for me is a backup. I go to a lighter first, ferro rod second. My ferro rod will get a fire going, wet or not. You know, unfortunately, you know, people have said to me, but you always use a ferro rod. Yeah, I do, on the videos, because people expect it. Social media has really pushed the unusual when it comes to bushcraft stuff. Really making a fire, you carry a lighter. First thing to go through. It's raining, it's wet, lighter doesn't work. Go to a ferro rod, go to a magnesium rod. But you got to remember, you need to practice them. Make sure you know how to use them, and they are going to work when you need them. Like I said, I carry at least one knife on me at all times. Most of the time it's two, a keychain knife or a multi-tool and a belt knife. Remember, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Make sure to have your backups. Your ferro rod is your backup to your lighter. I have 2 ferro rods just because I'm paranoid. Now, the reason I like to do it on the videos, people kind of expect it, and it's a way for me to keep in practice. When you have a backup, you tend not to use it that much. I like to do that simply because then I feel up to date with it. I don't want to find myself in a situation like, wow, I haven't used a ferro rod in 2 years. Now I need it. It just makes sense to be, not only have the tools, but know how to use the tools. So there you go. Making fire with ferro rods is always fun. Looks great on YouTube, but it's a backup. Stick to the lighters, they work, unless you get wet. Then you go to your ferro rod, because that'll work through nothing, through rain, snow. It'll work, it'll give you a spark. But that spark to start directly to your fire is really hard. You've got to have the right tinder for your ferro rod that you know sparks will light it. Because your tinder is going to turn that spark into a flame. And that's what you build your fire on. Just saying. Am I right? I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, that whole ZIPPO thing got me so frustrated. I was really disappointed. And that got me thinking, my ferro rod. You will be safe out there. Don't get yourself into situations where you actually need these things. Have a lighter. Have 2 ferro rods. Have 3 lighters. Whatever. Make sure you can get a fire going if you find yourself in that situation. Ideally, you want to avoid those situations. But if you do, better know how to make a fire. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back again. I've got some stuff going on. Got lots going on. Needed to come outside and have a cup of coffee and think about ferro rods. I love them because I can make handles for them. See? Do a little bit of whittling with it. You can buy one. Not as well. And that reminds me, not all ferro rods are as good as others. Just saying. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.